Hi everyone, I'm Sharon. I'm a certified professional coach that does executive coaching and also a lot of career coaching for professionals. So I've decided to record this video because many people, many clients have asked me about how to realize their full potential. How to know what is their hidden talent, which kind of career should they go for, what kind of strengths do they have, and so on and so forth. So I've done a lot in my professional coaching career and also a little bit of mentoring and giving advice as well. So you see here, coaching and mentoring can mean a couple of things. So things that I do sometimes include guiding people in the right direction, helping them to understand themselves, their potential, what are their strengths, their passions, and so on, and what kind of support do they need? What kind of opportunities are they looking for, and what do they do when the opportunities actually come up? So it's the start of the new year. And this year, I'm doing something a little bit different with my coaching. I've decided to incorporate a bit of East and West. So combining the Western philosophies, theories, coaching skills, and with a bit of an Eastern philosophy and culture. So here goes introducing the kind of more traditional Chinese astrology, or maybe you can refer to it as Eastern astrology or horoscopes. It is the five elements and what we call as the five type of elements that exist in nature. It also is according to your birth date and birth time. So we call the Bazi, which is the eight pillars, four pillars and eight kind of words that make up your birth chart. So it is according to the time and the date and the year of your birth. And this is what we call your natural or natal five elements in your birth chart. So everyone has a different type of mixture of these five elements, and that gives you the unique composition that makes you uniquely you, with your talents and skills, and maybe also weaknesses and so on. These five elements come together to shape your unique character and interacts with each other according to their birth and as the year goes on. Every year there's a new element that comes in. Every month there's a new element. So it is like a luck cycle, right? It goes up and down. Therefore, we typically feel these energies coming in, and we have our ups and downs. Sometimes our energies change, and we don't really know why. We do certain things, sometimes of impulse, and things like that. Sometimes our luck changes for the better. And sometimes we have opportunities that come knocking on our doors, and we make use of them. Sometimes we feel down. Sometimes things don't go our way, and so on. So it is all related to the luck cycle. Of course, we have to work hard, and we have to do things and take our decisions as well, and improve ourselves and make decisions and so on. But understanding these elements and how they play a part in our personality, in our behavior, and in our luck cycles as we go along. I know this helps us to find a balance. Also, maybe do certain things that can help us um, and to improve, our luck or to improve our success, improve our health as well, which is one of the most important things. Yeah, and these will impact everything, especially your health and your well-being. So here goes, the five elements. You may have seen this before. It is the interaction of and relationship of these five unique elements. And you will notice that all these things exist in nature in their forms. And what we call the water element here, it exists as the river, the sea, as well as the raindrops. So there are different kinds, the yin and the yang type of water. The yang water, the big rivers, the big seas, flowing and have a lot of energy, the waves and so on. That is what we call the big water, or the yang water. What we call the yin water, raindrops, small dew condensation in the morning, small droplets of water, of rain, right? That is the yin water. So every element has this big and small, we call it, or the yin and the yang, and it has different type of energy and different type of associations and behavior. So that's the interesting part. When we say the wood energy, we have wood in nature, trees, we have the big trees, that is the yang or the big wood, we call it, tall trees in the forest. And then we have the yin wood, which is more of the softer type of wood, the softer creepers, climbers, the flowers, the shrubs, the grass, and all that, the kind of softer, more flexible type of wood. So there are some similarities you notice. When it's yin, it's typically more flexible, smaller type of um, visualizations in nature. The yin water, the yin wood, and so on. And that's interesting. The fire as well, yin and yang, the big fire, the sun, the energy, the heat, the warmth, full of sun's rays and bright and energy. Just like we see a sunny day, right? This is the yang fire, or the big fire, the sun. Yeah, a lot of energy, sometimes a little bit fiery and strong and heated and direct as well. Yeah, we see the personality. And the yin fire, the small fire, the candlelight, the small kind of torchlight type of fire, right? A bit of brightness, a bit of energy, but not as direct, not as powerful sometimes, not as in your face. Yeah, and that is the typical qualities of the fire. The earth, right? The big earth, the mountains, the hills, the kind of rolling hills, the big snow mountains, or the big kind of earth mountains and so on in nature. You see the big earth, it's very stable, right? The earth has stability to it. The earth has an all-encompassing type of element to it. So it is really according to how it comes in nature, right? It's very closely related. That's the interesting part. And the energies are there according to how it is visualized and how it kind of exists in nature. The yin earth, the soil, right? Smaller type pots of plants, the soil has minerals and so on. It encompasses a lot of goodness inside, sometimes complicated as well. But the soil is also flexible, sometimes malleable and shapeable. And soil is easily moved, but not the big hills or the mountains. Mountains can be moved easily. Yeah. And the earth kind of then leads to the metal. We generate a lot of minerals in the soil. We generate a lot of elements that can be dug out, that can be extracted from the soil, yeah, and from the earth. So we see the metals that exist in raw material form. The yang metal, the big kind of hard iron, steel, and axe, very hard type of big tools, right? Metallic tools. And then we have the yin metal, the jewelry, the gems, the finer minerals, the small ones, and gemstones, precious stones that are beautiful and can be polished. Yes, so the yin and yang metal. And then the water, where we go by one cycle, and each element has a relationship to the next one. So the water nourishes and then gives rise to the trees that grow. It nourishes and helps the trees and shrubs grow. The wood, it gets burnt and it feeds the fire. The fire burns and ashes to ashes, dust to dust to the earth. The earth then generates the minerals over time, over years, and then the minerals can be taken out, right, excavated from the earth. And this is a little bit interesting. Not as easy to understand, but the metal generates condensation into pure droplets of water, right, from its surface. And that is how the generation cycle goes. So I very much like it because it informs me of how things work in nature, and also how these elements kind of make sense to feed off each other. Right? As we see more of this, we see how it comes out as personality, as character, as behavioral traits, as tendencies, right? And we understand more about our natural tendencies. The earth, big earth people, for example, very stable, but doesn't move easily. This is a bit resistant to change sometimes. We call it big earth. Yeah. And we see some of the wood loves to grow, self-growth, continuous learning and growth in a person, right? The wood element. Water is really flowing. So you can find a way to flow, whether it's large streams, large rivers, or small streams and small streams, right? So very interesting. And we will explore more in the next sessions as we go along. And there are also other relationships that exist between them, the kind of destruction or controlling energy that we will go more into the next session. Thanks for watching, and I hope this has started your interest in the East and West and how understanding these 5 elements, understanding ourselves can help in coaching and help us to achieve our full potential. Yeah, thanks for watching and see you soon.